everyone, Jem here and welcome to my creative space. Hey, welcome back to Ad Ephemerember Challenge by Barbara from 49 Dragonflies and Louise Heinzel. So where are we up to? Okay, today we are going to be looking at prompt 09, a journaling card and beloved visitor. Journaling card, okay, yep, we know what that is. Beloved visitor. Now that's open for interpretation, isn't it? But when I saw this, I immediately thought of bees, because they are the beloved visitors in my garden, because we have a lot of fruit trees and the bees help to pollinate all our fruit trees and of course our flowers. Now, we're incredibly lucky that one of our neighbours is a beekeeper, so we have lots and lots of bees in our garden, and they are definitely beloved visitors in every sense of the word. So that's the theme I'm going to take today, and I'm going to do something with this page in my journal, and I'm thinking that I might turn this into some kind of journaling card and have it's a bit of something mixed media here with bees. So not quite sure how it's going to go yet, but I've pulled some bits and pieces out. Now I've pulled out a sheet of watercolour paper because I have this lovely set of bee stamps, and this is one of my favourite sets, and I use this quite a lot. This is actually a separate one. This is a lovely sunflower, and I have this lovely set of bee stamps. And do you know what? I think that this came with a magazine, and it just always interests me that sometimes those things that are free or nearly free, you sometimes use far more than some of those items that you spent lots of money on. But anyway, we've got lots of bees, lots of flowers, we've got some honey and a hive, so I'm going to be doing something with those. And the reason I've pulled out the watercolour paper is that my idea is that I use some of my archival inks, stamp onto the watercolour paper, and then watercolour some of the bees and the flowers, fussy cut them out and make a journal page with them. But the other things I have got, I've got these both in yellow and a cream one, and these are just pieces of card that I have put through an embossing folder with my Cuttlebug machine, and hopefully you can see that. And I'm never quite sure whether this is supposed to be like barbed wire or chicken wire, or whether it is kind of the hexagonal beehive, you know, the honeycomb in the bees. But anyway, I tend to use it as the honeycomb in the bees. And I've used the same embossing folder on the gel plate, and hopefully you can see that that's got a little bit of gold in the background, so we might use that as well. And I've also got another gel print that I pulled a little while ago, which I thought might be useful as a background too. So those are the things I'm starting with. And it's going to be a very much let's play and see where I go. I'm going to start by stamping some of these and getting my watercolours out and doing a little bit of watercolouring, then fussy cut them out, and we'll see where we go from there. But one of the ideas I did have, I was looking at my journal this morning and I was thinking about these pieces of card that I've put through the embossing folder, and I did wonder whether my initial idea is to attach there and make this so that I have a journaling space in here, and so the journaling card is actually attached into the journal. But we'll see how we go. So let's have a play and see what happens. sheet of stamped images. What I'm going to do now, I've got a selection of brushes, small brushes, and my watercolour set, and I'm going to watercolour those images once I'm absolutely sure that that ink is dry. I'm going to keep my stamps around because I may use them directly onto the journal page a bit later on. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to watercolour these images. Unfortunately, I think my video cut out part way through that little watercolouring session, but hopefully there's enough there for you to get the feel for what I was doing. So I've filled all those in. Now, just a couple of little things. If you're going to do this technique, you need to remember that the ink that you stamp with has to be waterproof. So I tend to use the Stays On or any archival ink because they will be waterproof. And I was using a No.1 watercolour brush, and my watercolour set actually was a Temu purchase. It hasn't got a brand on it, unfortunately. I'm just learning watercolours, so for me this is a good enough quality for what I want to do. I love it for mixed media work because if you can see, the little pans on this side have all got a bit of a metallic sheen to them, and what you can do with those, if you can see the wings on these bees, you can give things a really nice little metallic look. And I also used a different colour on the honey just to give the illusion of the glass jar. So there we go. What I'm going to do now is fussy cut all those out, and then I'll start thinking about a layout. Okay, too much fussy cutting. I've lost the will to live and you know, the feeling in my hand. So there's a few bits left over here. These bits I have fussy cut out. Now you'll notice when I was doing the stamping earlier, and I meant to say this, I do tend to stamp a couple of everything, hence I've had enough of the fussy cutting, but I do that because if I make a mess of the watercolouring on one of them, I've got another one there and I don't have to go back to my stamp pad, etc. But anyway, that one I haven't cut out yet because I'm probably going to do something with that on a mat or something. These I'm going to put to the side for a minute. I will cut them if I need them. but I'm going to have a play with some of these and some layouts and see where we go. Okay, so straight off I'm thinking this is the background I want to use for here, but my gel print is not going to reach the whole way around the paper, and so I'm going to, I actually think I'm just going to use my ink, my brown sepia ink, and a little inker. My brain's gone now, all that fussy cutting, my brain's dead. I'm going to use a little inker just to put a bit of colour around the edge, and then I'm going to stick that on, I think. So let's find my inker. This is what I mean, and this is just a homemade one. So we've got that much, okay, so about the width of a, and you can see there already I'm just literally going to go round. I'm actually just going to flip that gel print over just so I don't get ink on the other pages. And all I'm wanting to do here is just take that stark, well, it's not white, it's cream, but just to take that sort of plain colour off and add a little bit of something in the background. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, see, that's just given a little bit of something there. Now, and I think I'm not going to worry too much about the white corner there where I haven't got any gel print, because I feel like that hive needs to go in the background because it's quite small in relation to some of the other things that I'm going to be using. Alright, so I'm going to ink the edge of this and get that stuck down. Okay, so there is our beloved visitors. Now the journaling card, I think I'm going to turn this into the journaling card, and I'm going to go with my original idea for this to flap up. So I'm going to have a think about how to attach that. In the meantime, I think I'm going to cut some coffee dyed paper to put in here and to cover the back of this to make our little journaling spot on our card. And then I think I'm probably going to do something with the honey pots to decorate this. But let's cut the coffee dyed paper first. Okay, so what I've done is I've backed this piece of card with some coffee dye paper, and I have cut 2 more pieces the same size. Now, as you can see, I had those clipped together, and the reason for that is that what I'm going to attempt to do, and I don't know whether this is going to work, I have a couple of little eyelets, and I'm going to attach these pieces to what is going to be the journaling card with these eyelets. I'm not sure this is going to work, but we're going to try. So I'm going to get do you know what, I'm just wondering, as I'm clipping this, I'm wondering whether brads would be better. I'm just concerned that my eyelet is not going to go through 3 layers. My idea was to put some eyelets in and then some string. Let's try. If it doesn't work, we'll try something different. Okay, so I've put a hard mat underneath. I've got my big hole punch here. I'll put it there. Okay, so that's struggling to go through all 3 or 4 layers there. So we'll just keep, I'm sorry about the noise, we'll just keep going. Okay, I think that has gone through. No, it's not quite through that last one. So I'm actually just going to ease that out with a pair of scissors. There we go. Right. This is where it might get a little bit tricky. Okay, I'm just going to have to try and manipulate my book a bit because that's not on a hard enough surface. Sorry, I'm guessing you can't see that too well. That's better. Ah, okay, that's worked. So, need to do the other one. Woohoo! There we go. So that's what I had in mind. What I'm now going to do is to glue that one down so that we've got a journaling card with a couple of extra pages. So we go. Right, before we do anything else, let's just move some of these things out of the way. All right. So I'm thinking that I'm going to pop something like this, the honey pot, and then I'm going to turn that into a sentiment. Alright guys, so I've just cut that out, rounded the corners and stuck it on a piece of dark brown card that I had a scrap of on my desk, and I'm just going to apply that. This tiger glue is tiger grip, I think it's called, is great. It's oh, now hang on, do I want it? No, I want it on the slant like that. It's a little bit stronger than PVA. I've never found Fabri-Tac here in New Zealand, but it's pretty good for anything like that, or where you want a little bit more strength. So when I'm sticking onto an embossed card, I always feel like I want a little bit more strength. Right, I've got this sort of jute type string, and all I'm going to do, I wanted to keep it quite natural looking because of the bees and the honey. They're all lovely natural things. I'm just going to tie that off. Just to add a little extra something, and just going to fray those ends out a little bit. There we go. So, oh, and what number are we? This is prompt for day 9, I think. Let's just have a quick day 9. So the last thing I want to do, actually I'm just going to put a little bit darker brown around the edges there, and I'm going to find a number 9. And I might just think the edges of my journaling card there, top and bottom. Oh, and you know what? Did I have another bee cut out? No, but you know what I'm going to do? Oh, talking to myself today, that's never a good sign, is it? I'm going to grab our little bee friend here. Ah, I need him in the right corner of the block. You'll see why in a minute. So I want him just down here. I don't think that's... Oh, yeah, I did. There we go. I'm going to pop him there. just up in that top corner there. There we go, and there's our little bee journaling card fixed into our book. And beloved visitors. So as I say, I will find a number 9 to go on there somewhere, because I'm keeping track so that I can match up the prompts and what I've done later on. But for now, I hope that's been useful. For me, it feels like it's been a lot of work today, a lot of watercolouring and fussy cutting. The other thing I am going to do, you'll notice that I haven't fussy cut the antenna on the bees, so I'll do that before I finish up. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Ka kite anō.